Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a knife that I've been testing out for a couple of weeks now. This is the Ornetta model from Bestech, and they reached out and asked if I'd be interested in checking out this knife, and they were gracious enough to send me out 3 variants of this really awesome EDC knife. Now, I love the fact that they're doing something like this, which is basically they're offering the same model knife or the same design knife in 3 different models per se, meaning you get different steels and handle materials. So you could basically pick the knife to better suit your needs. So if you're the type of person that likes just the entry-level steel, entry-level handles, you can go ahead and pick that up. If you want to maybe jump up to the mid-tier one, you can do that. And then if you want to jump up to the higher-end tier one, you can do that as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at these 3 models. Again, Bestech was gracious enough to send them out so I can check them out. I've been carrying them for a couple weeks now, testing them out and things like that. And I want to go ahead and showcase them for you guys. So we'll start with this one here on the left. This is going to be what I would say more of the entry-level model. This is a black G10 handle, and it has a D2 blade steel. So again, D2 starting right off is not a entry-level steel in my opinion, but it's not a premium steel either. So it's a good starting point. So even if you went with something like this, you will definitely not be disappointed. Now, I really love the fact that they went with this red backspacer here. If you guys haven't heard this in my previous videos, I love black and red combination. I think that is one of the best combinations, and the fact that they did it with this knife here really is really cool. So if you can see it here in my hand, it's a nice sleek looking knife, but it is a rather large knife to begin with. So this is the type of knife that will handle majority of your EDC tasks. You can definitely put this guy through the paces and you're not going to have to worry about it underperforming. So taking a look at the opposite side here, you do have a black pocket clip here. It is only right-hand carry, tip up, so just keep that in mind. I love the stylings on the handle here. You have these little waves that kind of go through the handle there. Makes it look really nice, and then you have this really ornate pivot screw there. Now you do have a flipper tab right there, which will help you to deploy the blade. There is a little bit of jimping on there, which it's really not needed because it's rather beefy flipper tab there. And then the backspacer here also creates a lanyard loop there. So if you wanted to go ahead and add a lanyard, you could do that. You do have some silver liners there, which are skeletonized. That will help kind of reduce the weight a little bit. And then you also have right on the blade here, you have a hole that you can use to deploy the blade if you wanted to. So you can do it either with the flipper tab or with the blade hole there. Let's go ahead and use the flipper tab to deploy the blade. And this one is really cool. It actually has a 2-tone blade, so you have kind of like a black finish right on top here, and then more of a silver finish right there. On the blade, you do have the Bestech logo on one side, and then on the other side, you have the logo for the designer, which I'm not going to mention his name because I'm going to butcher it, but I know he goes by Kombu. So if you guys are familiar with his work or anything like that, you can go ahead and leave some comments below. Let me know how you would say his name, but I know he goes by Kombu, so I'm not going to butcher his name. And then right here on the top, you do have D2 for the blade steel. Blade is really nice, right about 3.75 inches. You do get a 3.4 inch cutting edge because you do have a choil right there. So if you do want to choke up for more intricate tasks, you can go ahead and do that. And it comes to a really aggressive tip, which is really nice. So this is a drop point D2 blade, flat ground, and then you have black and satin finish on the blade there, which makes it look really cool. Obviously, as you guys can see, full 4-finger purchase on this, and then lockup is rock solid. This guy is not going anywhere. You do have a liner lock to disengage the blade, and then when it closes, centering is spot on right there. If you do want to go ahead and use the thumb hole to deploy the blade, you can do that, and then you can actually even spidey flick it, and I could get it sometimes. There we go. So if you like to fidget with your knives, this one is going to provide you a lot of fidget factor. So this is what I would call the entry-level one, D2 with the G10 scales. Moving on to the next one here, and really awesome color combination. This is also G10 for the handles, but it's black and white G10. You still have the the stylings on the handle here, but you do get a black back spacer here, again with that lanyard hole kind of cut in there. You do get black liners, skeletonized as well, and then you do have the pivot screw right there with that design too. You do get this really cool kind of bronze pocket clip here, and again this one is right hand tip up carry only, so that is a really interesting suggestion or the thing that they went with. You know, instead of making it black to kind of blend in, they added this little pop-up color right there. Going ahead and deploying the blade with the flipper there. This is an all black blade. Now the main difference is this blade steel is going to be N690. So again, a little bit more premium steel than the D2, steps it up a little bit, but you still get the same style knife, same blade shape and everything. Nice choil right there to choke up on the blade. Little bit of jimping in the back of the blade here, not too much. It's not very aggressive, but it's such a long blade that you really don't have to worry about it. You do get some fullers or blood grooves, however you want to call it right there, which are really nice, and that kind of aids in if you wanted to spider flick the blade, which I get sometimes and sometimes I don't. And then you have your hole right there. Again, this one is a liner lock as well, rock solid lockup. All of these knives are razor sharp, so regardless of if you go with the D2, the N690 here, or the other one that I will speak to in a second, you're not going to have to worry about them underperforming at all. So great example of a really cool different model or different variation on the same model. And then last but not least is you have this one right here. Now obviously you can tell this is a little bit of a step up between the other two, because now you're stepping into titanium territory. So handle material is full titanium. Same thing with the back spacer, which again gives you the lanyard hole right there, and then the pocket clip right hand tip up carry only. I love this color titanium. It's not black. It's almost like worn titanium. They did away with the logo on the pivot screw, just kind of regular pivot screw there, but it looks really nice. But I love this kind of golden pivot color that they did on both sides there. Now I almost wish that they would have done this pocket clip color or on this knife, because I think it goes with the pivot screw collar. So again, personal preferences here and there. Maybe you can pick them up and swap them out or something like that if they, I think they would accept it. Yeah, it looks like it would. So maybe, an idea for you guys if you want to pick up both knives. Again, you get the flipper tab right there, and we'll go ahead and deploy the blade. Main difference is this blade right here is M390. So you're getting premium steel on this knife here. So again, upgrade on the handle material, upgrade on the blade steel to M390. You're still getting that nice way over 3.5 inch blade, which you can choke up on and work if you have to more intricate things, or choke back on it, or come back and hold it further back here. Again, full finger purchase, and handle any other tasks that might come your way. I think it looks really nice. I love the weight of this one. It's a tad bit heavier than the other two, but not by much. But it is manageable weight, right around 4 and change ounces. So again, they're larger knives, so with larger knives sometimes you do get a little bit more weight, but in my opinion, it didn't bother me at all. The flat ground blade is a slicer if I ever saw one. Again, razor sharp, and this one does have a frame lock, so that's the main difference between the other two with the liner locks. And then it closes very nicely, drop shut right there, and again, perfectly centered. So great option to pick up if you wanted to go more of the premium route. So again, this is the Ornetta from Bestech. I think it is really awesome that they're doing these 3 different offerings on the same blade design, because again, sometimes folks maybe don't have enough money to get into the more premium stuff, and but they really like the design, so you can get yourself into kind of the more entry level one. Sometimes you have folks that everything they have to have is titanium, so they have an offering for that. And then right in the middle, if you just want a little bit of an upgrade on the blade steel, you're still getting G10, but a little bit cooler coloring, then you can get this black and white one here in the G10. But I think regardless of which model or which style you go with of this model, you will not be sorry, because it is a great blade, especially for EDC carry, especially a blade that you don't have to worry about. And that's one of the key things. Even though it's a larger knife, and even though you do have some premium materials and stuff like that, I would not worry about using you know, the M390 with the titanium heavy using the same way that I wouldn't worry about it in the G10 or the D2 here, or the N690 with the G10 here. All these knives, I can, you know, I can clearly see that I can put them through the paces and not have to worry about them underperforming at all. So again, this is the Ornetta and a couple of the different offerings that they have from Bestech. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.